Everybody, this is my favorite block because I get to make videos without being disturbed. So listen, people have this misconception, black people have this misconception that atheists are mean people, or black people in particular. Like, everybody expects a black person to believe that there's a God in the sky that you can't see, you can't touch him, you can't hear him, you can't smell him, but he exists. Now that's got to be the dumbest shit in the world. And then people will say, well, you can't see the air, you can't touch the air. Well, I never said the air created the world. But you the motherfuckers that tell me that a spirit created everything you see. A spirit created everything. A spirit created the mountains, a spirit created the sea, a spirit. Get the fuck out of here. And that's what's wrong with black people now, is because they too damn spooky. A girl asked me, do I believe in God? And I told her no. I said, you? She said, well, I'm spiritual. And I told her spirit is an ingredient added to wine. That's what a spirit is. You know, but black people, the reason we're so fucked up collectively, and in the condition that we're in collectively, is because we've been brainwashed, indoctrinated, and fucked up. And like I said before, black people got a heart of gold. Black people, black Africans, they got a heart of gold. You look at the people over there in the Amazon rainforest and stuff like that. Them people are in tune with nature, and they ain't trying to bother nobody. They're not trying to get on boats and go discover the world and go kill somebody and pillage a village and bring smallpox and shit like that. That's a European thing. But black people ain't into that. Now, black people in America is a different case. You know, we're a different story altogether because we've been indoctrinated and spoon-fed and brainwashed. Black people in the hood is fucking brainwashed. Somebody killed them motherfuckers spiritually. All these black people you see walking around today are zombies. And what I mean by that is they living, they alive and well, but they got somebody else's brain inside their head. They got somebody else's brain inside their head. That's what they do. And they always talking about they Muslims, they Christians, they Jews. We every goddamn thing on the planet, but we ain't got nothing to show for it. But a bunch of churches, and Harlem. Speaking of the churches, Harlem used to look a lot worse than this until it started being gentrified. This is how Harlem used to look. That's how Harlem used to look. And look, here's a church right here. There's a church right there. And there's a church right here. And this is the back of the Apollo. But Harlem, look at this guy behind me. He want to be nosy. Harlem used to look a lot worse than this. It was worse than this. There was abandoned buildings all over. And then when it started being gentrified and stuff like that, then it started changing. But black people, man, we some crazy motherfuckers, boy. We sit up in church hooting and hollering. And like I said before, how come women get the Holy Ghost in church, but they don't get the Holy Ghost when they're driving down the highway? How come they don't get the Holy Ghost during rush hour? How come they don't get the Holy Ghost? You know why, women? Let me tell you something. What's up? What's up, man? Let me tell you something. That's the school I used to go to, PS 28, right here in the back of the Apollo. And this is where we used to see the Commodores coming out. We used to see Lionel Richie and the Commodores. We used to see Earth, Wind, and Fire and stuff back here. And that's the school I went to. Let me tell you something about the Holy Ghost. And people that get the Holy Ghost. And I'm gonna make another video about this all together. But the Holy Ghost is something, it's in your mind, it's in your head. Like I said before, how come women don't get the Holy Ghost during rush hour? A Holy Ghost is the closest euphoric feeling that a woman can get to an orgasm without having sex. When a woman gets the Holy Ghost, she's actually coming. She's actually coming. And people say, oh, you can't say that, that's wrong. Well, let me prove it to you. Can't you get an orgasm in your sleep and you're not having sex with nobody? And they call it a wet dream. Don't you get a wet dream and you're not touching nobody, but you dreaming about having sex and you get an orgasm, and when you wake up your underwear be wet? It's the same shit. You're getting an orgasm, and that's why the woman be hooting and hollering and shaking on the floor and shit, because she's so caught up into, and it's the same way with like them Africans when they beating the drums and shit and walking on fire. It's all in your head. Everything starts in your head. Everything starts in your imagination, in your brain. Everything. And it's the same way when people be walking on hot coals and piercing their ears and shit with no anesthesia. It's the same shit, man. And women get the Holy Ghost, and that's why the churches are filled with women, single women and grandmas that used to be sluts back in the days, but now they going to church because they seeking redemption and they want to clean up their life and get right with God before they drop dead. That's all it is. Trust me, man. That's all that shit is. Let me get out of here. I'm out of here.